And there's a guy from Harvard, not just a guy who went to Harvard, but a scientist, whatever, who was a runner and used to have these injuries. I think it was in his knees, and then thought of this, or heard of this thing, and did some studies, and eventually switched to barefoot running, and has fewer injuries now. Like, oh, that's very interesting. So I've experimented with this, and I've learned to walk pretty much. I don't have any like teacher to tell me if I've done it right, but I have been to a website, Barefoot Running. I'll put up a link for that. So it gives like detailed instructions. It's kind of funny, like learning how to walk again, reading instructions, and then looking at some videos of other people doing it. Once you learn to do it, though, it's really interesting. First off, that there's a different way of walking. You didn't realize there was a different way this whole time, right? All your years of shoes. And by the way, in case it wasn't clear, the people who wear shoes on a daily basis keep the shoe habit of walking, even when they don't have the shoes on. So you have to break that habit. It's not just a simple matter of taking the shoes off. Anyway, so you learn this thing, and first off you're like, hey, there's a different way of walking. That's interesting. And secondly, it feels better. It feels a little more like gliding. You take shorter steps, but they're much quicker, and you just sort of. It's interesting. Running works in a similar way, and it feels like more natural. Like this is kind of cool. I might actually go running sometime. Who knows? Now I remember getting into this. I experimented with this idea a while back. I'm thinking what I really want is like a shoe. It's not exactly a shoe. To provide like some minimal protection against glass in case I encounter any, which really you don't. And then more so to just have something that counts as footwear for those cultural purposes of, you can't come in here without shoes on. So I eventually bought these. They are called Vibram 5-finger shoes. That's V-I-B-R-A-M. I got these on Amazon. They normally go for $80. I got these for $140 because I had to get them secondhand because they're so hard to find at the moment. Yeah, I guess it's just like how popular they are. But yeah, basically, obviously there's separate things for each of your toes. I don't know why they call them, 5-finger shoes instead of 5-toe shoes. Anyway, these things fit very snug, and you can walk in that sort of, better fashion of walking, and still be shod, still have shoes on. They've been warning a lot about counterfeits on the Vibram website, so apparently watch out for those, and hopefully these are legit. I mean, they look legit. I don't know. As soon as I say about these... Oh yeah, you have to measure your feet very precisely. You have to, this is like so hard for me, because I had to like find a ruler, and then you have to get up flush with a wall, and then most rulers have like an extra 1/8 inch or 1/4 inch at the end before the 0 starts, and I had to like adjust for that. It was so freaking hard. But then you have to measure your foot out precisely, and then like you input in this little calculator, and they have like their separate sizing system because the normal shoe sizes are too broad. They're not precise enough. But then yeah, I think they're pretty good. They're also unnecessary. Which is a little trick I'll throw in there to show you that, hey, I'm not being paid to advertise for anybody here. You can actually just go barefoot most of the time, and people will stare at you. They'll stare at you more if you're wearing these, by the way. Like, what the frick, is that a glove on your foot? But yeah, just go barefoot. It's great. Like, walking in this different way, it feels better. Science seems to indicate anyway. I won't say it's totally proven, but seems to indicate this is better, to prevent injuries. You actually feel the ground under you. It's just a sensory experience. It's just kind of nice, And, yeah. Here's just me questioning random things that we all take for granted. Thanks for watching. See you there.